all of a sudden they don't return the person's phone call. Wait a minute, you returned my phone call when I wanted to add some money to your pocket, but now that I'm wanting to take some away, you're just completely ignoring me. Again, I want to stress, this is not Bradley, the insurance agent, fussing on camera because he's having trouble with a competitor. 100% not that. This is me coming as someone who is an advocate for agents to tell them, stop making it difficult for clients to cancel their insurance. What's up guys, Bradley Flowers here. I thought I would do a quick little video on something that we've been coming across here recently, and by recently I mean in the last few years in the insurance industry, and something that I think needs to be addressed. And it is the concept of client cancellations. And it's one thing that I'm super passionate about, if you know me at all, is that we should make it as easy as possible for our clients to do business with us. And I don't just mean in the buying process and the part where we really get paid. I mean in the ongoing servicing of doing business with us, as well as the cancellations. And something that I've come across all too often, and fortunately, I guess for us, or unfortunately, it's when we're onboarding a new client and they're having issues with their prior agency. Yes, I know it sucks. Yes, I know you hate to lose that client. You think, oh boy, that's money going out the door. But what we've been running into is agencies are making it extremely difficult for people to cancel their insurance with them. And I know I'm not the only person that's running into this on the good side. You know, people are coming to do business with me and we're having problems getting the other agencies to cancel the insurance. But it's something I'm super passionate about, in that just making the whole insurance process from start to finish, and I mean by finish, I mean the cancellation process, the severance of that relationship, as easy as possible. Because here's the thing, guys, at the end of the day, you know, the clients are human beings. They're not numbers on a piece of paper. And what's happening is we're onboarding some clients and their agents giving them the runaround. They are not wanting to call them back. They are refusing to cancel the policy until there's some ridiculous forms that are signed, and they have to be signed in person, not by an e-signature or, God forbid, just an email saying, hey, I want to cancel. And I understand that certain carriers have rules and some of them are gonna want an accord cancellation and silly things like that. I get that, but I'm talking about things that are above and beyond. And oh, wait, Mr. Agent, you were willing to take an e-signature when I took my insurance out, but now that I want to cancel, I have to come in your office. I want to do a side note in that I know some agents that are extremely good at talking to clients through the cancellation process and possibly saving that business or pointing out some gaps in the new policy that was written, and maybe that's why there were some savings possibly. I'm not talking about that. And I think as an agent, it is still your obligation to talk to that client in a very non-confrontational manner about, hey, look, as your agent, and I'm still your agent right now, it is my duty to act in your best interest. Would you mind if I took a look at the new policy, or maybe, we had a phone call, kind of going through the whole process? Let me see where we went wrong. I'm not talking about that. I think that is great. What I'm talking about is combative, run around. You got to come into the office. We have to have a wet signature. Or ignoring emails. We've had some clients that have been emailing or calling back and forth with an agent about buying an additional product, and in that process, we've actually written them, and then all of a sudden, they don't return the person's phone call. Wait a minute, you returned my phone call when I wanted to add some money to your pocket, but now that I'm wanting to take some away, you're just completely ignoring me. Again, I want to stress, this is not Bradley, the insurance agent, fussing on camera because he's having trouble with a competitor. 100% not that. This is me coming as someone who is an advocate for agents to tell them, stop making it difficult for clients to cancel their insurance. Should you have a little bit of a barrier there? Yes, you obviously don't want to let people just blindly cancel their insurance, but Here's the thing, guys, and here's my point in this whole video, something I want you to listen to and take to heart. If you make it difficult for a client to cancel their policy, they are never going to do business with you again. And something I think people don't talk about enough in the insurance industry, everybody talks about retention. Nobody talks about the return client. You know, here's the thing. Clients bebop back and forth from carrier to carrier, from agency to agency, and from company to company. And like if you're, pissing the client off in this process, they're never going to come back to you. You know, one of the reasons a lot of carriers like you to write life insurance and really push that life insurance is because if somebody cancels their P&C, usually they leave the life insurance there. In a lot of cases, they leave the life insurance there. Guess what? When something goes wrong with the new carrier, that's the first place they're going to call. It helps so big with retention, but it also helps with the win backs too. And here's the thing. I'll give you an example. We had a client the other day, new client. We wrote them new suite of products for this client, products they're not familiar with, carriers they're not familiar with, and the incumbent agent made it so difficult to cancel and is still going at the client in email like, we need you to come by and sign this, that. The client just canceled it directly with the carrier. That client's never going to do business with them again. And here's how I would have handled it. I would have said, you know what, I hate to lose you. I would love to have a phone call and maybe talk about your new quotes, but if you don't want to do that, we'll go ahead and get this canceled for you. We do need these forms signed. Here's an e-signature. And guess what happens? Let's say that client comes over to us, and you guys who are in insurance know about 1 out of every 20 clients, something's going to go terribly wrong that's, completely out of our control as agents. Maybe it's a silly carrier rule or something like that. If something went wrong with that client's account, guess what's going to happen? They're going to go straight back to the old agency because that's the agency they've been with for 7 years and never had anything go wrong. But now they're not going to do that because they gave them the runaround when they went to cancel. It's just, it's completely silly to do it this way. Kind of how, what I would recommend is just having yourself a defined process that's you have to have that touch. You have to talk to that client. Okay. No worries, Miss Johnson. I will get your policies canceled. Hey, do you mind if I call you in 6 months and requote this? I promise you, 99 out of 100 Miss Johnsons are A100 going to be okay with that. Just my little rant on cancellations. I hope you guys really like it. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you disagree, if you agree. My theory with the insurance industry, a lot of people ask me, Bradley, you have this podcast, you put out this content for insurance agents. Why do you do that? The reason I do that is I look at me and you as not being competitors. Our competitors are the carriers trying to put us out of business. The agents need to have each other's back. So, hey, if you disagree with a part of this video, let me know. I would love to have a discussion with you and think maybe, maybe change my mind on some of this. But it's just how I feel. I felt that way for a long time, and I felt compelled to make this. Hope you enjoy it.